Welcome back to the Tennessee Frugal Craftsman. I'm in the process of making bridging for my floor structures. I'm still waiting on my excavator to come. I've talked to him. He's booked up a little bit behind. So I'm working at other things, getting ready, so when the time comes when the building starts, I will be able to move along a little faster. So this was some of the pine offcuts that I had originally stacked over in this area here. I sorted them out into widths and lengths, and so this is a bunch of the narrower stuff that was between probably 4 and 7 feet long, and I've got stuff that's 2 inches. I've got stuff that I've used most everything that was 2.5, so I've got 3, 3.5, and so forth. So most of the bridging I'm making out of 2.5s and 3s. So you can see here what I have. I have already made somewhere in the vicinity of, let me just check my numbers here, probably 100 or 200, close to 300 pieces. Now what I'm going to do is I'm doubling my bridging on the floor structure. So on the widths of the floor, like a 14-foot span, I'll have them running at about 4.5 feet apart. Now I think the code calls for about halfway of your floor. I'm trying to make this floor as solid as possible. So even on the 2x12 section, which is on the first floor where the kitchen is, that's where obviously most of the living area is going to be, and people will be there the most as far as numbers. And so right through here in this octagon section all the way to the back wall, that whole 16 by roughly 38 feet or so will all be done in 2x12, double bridged at 16 inch on center. This section over here will be the 2x10 floor structure, and like when I get ready to frame that and get into, I'll video that and kind of explain what I'm doing and show you how I'm going to keep the floor levels equal. But this section here is going to be the 2x10, and of course the section over the garage, the bonus room, is 2x10 as well. They're 12 foot long. Probably could get away with one down the middle of those, but we'll see what we have left over for small stuff here. And so I'm just setting up here this morning, and I'm doing some cutting with the chop saw. Now, I know before anybody starts commenting, I know the easiest way to do this would be set up a jig and just run them through and chop them. Because I've got such random lengths, I have to square them up and all of that. And in some cases, I'm actually taking stuff home, and because the days are getting shorter, I'm throwing a bunch in the back of the truck, taking them home and chopping them up on my tailgate just to kind of keep busy in the early evening. I've been just using a pattern here, and it goes along fairly quickly. And so I'm putting them in stacks of 10. And so I'll bring you along for a little bit of this to kind of show you, the process of what I'm doing. It's nothing too difficult. I'll give you some of the dimensions here in a minute of what I'm doing. On the 2x10, of course my 2x10s are running approximately 9.5, 9 and 11/16 in between 9.5 and 9 and 11/16. By the time they're as dry as they are, they'll probably be closer to about 9.5 instead of 9.25, what you buy in the store. Plus, they are thicker than the average, like the 1.5 thick stock that you get in the store. And so I've had to make a pattern of this on graph paper to try to figure out exactly the length and the degree bevel. So whatever you're doing, the degree bevel is going to be different. This one here is like 31 3/4 degrees on the end, and this is approximately 16 5/8 inches long. And so on the 2x12s, they were a little longer, a little different angle, closer to I think about a 36 degree bevel. But what they're going to be doing is they'll be setting in between the floor stringers like this. So we'll get this around here right, like that. And so they will be when you're actually nailing the floor, you nail the tops into the top of your floor stringer on each of the two stringers, and you keep these apart about 1/4 of an inch so there's no squeaking, you know, later down the road if the floor moves. And then you just let them hang, and then later when you get all your partitions in and your flooring on, and the 2x10 or the 2x12 are now level or closer to being level, because the weight is, you know, bringing the 2x10s or the 2x12s down together, as far as if there's any humps or bows between the 2x10 in the floor. Then when you're all done and you have, you know, some weight on your floor, you go down in the floor below, and then you nail the bottoms of them to the bottom of the stringers. And so that's the way we always did it back home. Like I said, I know that a lot of people use solid stringers, or they use the I-beam. I-beam doesn't require that, but I-beam is a lot more expensive. And so, as you know, that's why I've been making my own lumber here to build with. So I'm going back old school. And so part of that old school process is X-bridging. I did in the baby barn, I had some leftover 2x8. I actually did that as solid bridging, double solid bridging. But this is what we're going to be using on this, because I had a lot of this scrap material. So let's do a little bit. Okay, I've run through several stacks here. I'm working away at this pile. I'm putting them in stacks of 10. So I've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 there. I've got another 52 here. 52 here, so we've got over, what, 112 right there. So it doesn't take long to add up. And again, what we're looking for to finish up the second floor, I needed another approximately 198, because what it was, from what I already had made up, and I've already got 115 or 112 or so there, I guess. So we're only about 70 or 80 away from finishing up everything I need for the second floor. That will bring me back down to, or just to do the attic and the garage floor. So should be able to finish that up pretty well today. I'll show you kind of what some of the stacks look like. I've worked on this, you know, I did it a little bit on Tuesday because I was doing some other stuff around here, trying to get things winterized. It got really cool here in eastern Tennessee. But you can see there, those are all the 2x12, the 2x12 section of the floor. So they're all done, ready to go. I've got to clean up my shed here. And these are the rest of the stack for the first floor, part of the second. How do you like this? You ever seen a piece of wood do that? Cut this summer, ran it through the planer, and edged it and everything, and that thing has got about a probably what, a 6-inch hump up in it. That's a 2x6. I thought I'd keep that around. There's a couple other pieces here almost as bad. Thought I'd keep it around just for a joke. See if it's going to bow anymore, I can make a ski rail out of that, or at least the back of a chair. I had never seen anything bow like that. That's the crookedest stuff I've laid eyes on. I feel like I'm at Lowe's sometimes. Anyway, it's one of the beauties of actually doing your own lumber. You can grade it and throw out that bad stuff. Anyway, I see my battery is flashing, so I'm going to end off this video. Appreciate you joining with me. If you would, please like and subscribe. One of these days I'm going to get an excavator in here and things are going to start moving. But until then, I'm just going to tinker away. I'll do some more videos and moldings and whatever I can get done until then. And so, till next time, as always, you have a wonderful day.